So we've come to the end of December in 2020, which means it's also the end of 2020, which is absolutely insane to say that tomorrow we are starting 2021, which honestly is just absolutely insane. But with the end of another month, it's time for another Blu-ray haul, but this is not just a monthly haul, this is also a Christmas haul. Okay, so to start things off, we're going to go with the Blu-rays because surprisingly enough, I have less Blu-rays this month than I do figures and everything else. But first thing up is Insidious: The Last Key. I know, very festive. The only one in my collection I had to complete. I had Insidious 1, 2 and 3, so I found Insidious 4 for a reasonable enough price where I said, you know what, I'll get it just to complete the collection. But in all fairness, that's something else I'll get to later. But in fairness, it is the weakest of the entire franchise. But we got news, there's a fifth one coming with Patrick Wilson directing, which I'm actually quite excited for. Next up is one that I picked up because it was cheap. I'm not really a fan of the movie, but I don't know why I picked it up because I can't see myself ever rewatching it. Men in Black International. I think I got it for, I think it was about €3-4 with a slipcover, so I said, you know what, I'll get it just to have it in the collection, just to have it with the Men in Blacks. But honestly, I was massively let down by this one. I just thought it was so bland, unoriginal. If it wasn't for these two, I would have liked it even less. But these two in the movie, they work well together because, of course, we've seen them in Thor Ragnarok. But the movie itself, I just feel like it doesn't work. They didn't want to do a Men in Black, they just wanted to start a new franchise, and that's where I feel this movie came out. But honestly, I'm not really a massive fan of that movie. Another one up here, another very festive movie, Ring. Now, I picked this one up. I found out it's the Korean movie. It's not the American remake, so I kind of hope it's kind of subtitled rather than dubbed, but I haven't watched it yet. The only reason I really picked this one up is because my sister says you can't really be a horror fan without watching Ring. Bear in mind, she's not a horror fan. She can't even stand horror movies. But she says I'm a little bitch if I don't watch this. Haven't watched it yet, not because I'm a little bitch, just haven't found the time to watch it yet. But maybe soon again. I hope it's subtitled if it is. Or it's in English. I hope it's just not dubbed. I don't really like dubbed movies. But I got 3 more horrors and then other movies. I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1. I've seen the first one. I like the first one. I think it's a creepy, kind of like a disgusting horror movie, and I like it. I picked up the second one actually first because I had already seen the first one, but then I decided to pick up the first one. As of right now, I haven't seen the second one, but it's an Arrow Blu-ray, making this my, well, including Ring, this is my third one. I also have Psycho 2. One of my favorite things about these Arrow ones is you get this cover, but on the inside you've also got the original cover, and I'm tempted to make that the actual cover of my Blu-ray because it's The Breakfast Club. Who doesn't like The Breakfast Club? But before I continue on, I'm going to show you the inside of the Ring artwork, because up until this point right now, I forgot to have a different inside. So this is a first viewing for me. Yeah, I'm going to keep that as my artwork. That one there is just a bit weird. I don't like that one. So I'm going to keep it in line with the one that they sent out with their artwork. Last one is Taste of Blood, Dracula. Again, haven't seen this one yet. I was actually going to watch this the other day, but then I decided to watch The Lost Boys instead. But I got it cheap enough. I kind of want to get into more Dracula. I watched The Lost Boys, vampires. Worked out well, but I actually am looking forward to seeing this one. I think it's one of those Christopher Lee ones where he did like 4 in a year or whatever it was. So I will get that soon. I think it's a sequel, but I imagine back then it doesn't really matter if you watch part 3 rather than part 1 to start off with. The only steelbook I actually bought this month was Doctor Who Season 7. I've actually done a whole unboxing of it, but there we go. Love Season 7. As of right now, I haven't been able to pre-order the specials. That was on Zavi. Hopefully, when it comes out on Amazon, I can get it. If not, I'm going to try my best to get it in stores. But the stores kind of stopped after Season 5 because they weren't really selling too well. But hopefully, they will get the specials in store. 2 up here. Night Museum 1 and 2. These were my childhood. 2 in particular, I watched 2 a lot more as a kid than 1 because it was on my iPad when I was a kid, and 1, I think we had it on DVD, but from memory it was scratched, so I used to watch 2 all of the time. So that was my introduction to Amy Adams. And then I have to get 3, but I haven't really seen 3. I've seen it once, but I haven't seen 3 to the extent I have seen these 2 because, again, these are my childhood. Also, you got Rami Malek in this movie, who people actually forget about in this movie an awful lot as well. Again, you got Ben Stiller, and I've said it multiple times, he's my favourite comedic actor. And then one more comedy, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Again, this is one that was just my childhood. I used to read these books religiously from like, I'd say 9 to 11. These were the only books I read, and I read them over and over. And then when the movie came out, I was very excited. So when I found this for a cheap enough price, I bought it. Now, I haven't actually watched this one. Well, I've seen it, but I haven't watched it in a few years. I did watch the Dog Days, which I think it's the third one. I watched that a couple of months ago. It wasn't as good as I remember, but I'm hoping this one will be better, because this one and Roger Rules were the ones I always loved as a kid. So hopefully that will live up to expectations. And then the last two on my list I'll do together because they're just upgrades. These are ones I had in Blu-ray, found at a good price for 4K, so I upgrade them both. One is The Dark Knight, upgrade that to 4K because I wanted to have it on 4K. And then The Matrix, I had a box set of 1 to 3. I'm going to sell my copy of 1, which was just Blu-ray, just so I can have it on 4K, because I feel like The Matrix deserves to be on 4K. The sequels, not so much, but, well, again, I haven't seen them, so I don't really know, but I've heard they're not the best. But I actually got to see these both on the big screen this year because of COVID. They were releasing all older movies, so it was actually pretty cool to see The Matrix on the big screen, something I'd never thought I'd see on the big screen. And The Dark Knight, I actually got to see The Dark Knight Rises and The Dark Knight on the big screen this year, which was honestly pretty cool to see both of those on the big screen. I'm hoping when they do reopen again, because we are going back into lockdown here in Ireland, hopefully when the cinemas reopen, we get to see all older movies again, because they're the best type of movies to see on the big screen. Okay, so to go into figures, I will start off with this. Every Christmas, myself and my girlfriend, we get a Christmas ornament from the Disney store for each other. This year she got me a Buzz Lightyear. Bear in mind, this is our 3rd year doing it. Every year she gets me a Toy Story one, and she knows I like Toy Story, but the coolest part about this is it talks. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. As soon as I seen it, I loved it, and I think straight away she knew that's the one she's gonna have to get me, because again, I love Toy Story. Also, she got me the Back to the Future DeLorean. This is my 3rd car in the collection. I got another one here for my parents, but last year they got me the Ghostbusters car, Ecto 1, and then this year I'll show you what they got me. But she got me the Back to the Future DeLorean. As you can see, it lights up and everything. Pretty cool. I had a DeLorean, but it was a lot smaller, and I was planning on upgrading to this one soon, because I'm not really a massive fan of that one. But she got there first and got me the DeLorean for my collection. And then the car my mom and dad got me is the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, of course. I grew up watching Scooby-Doo. I used to watch that religiously all the time. Really trying to get my brother into it. Really has no interest whatsoever. But now, to go along with my Ecto 1 and DeLorean, I've got the Mystery Machine. I think the next one will probably be the Batmobile, but there really isn't any other ones that really stand out to me. Like, they got a Pennywise one, which looks stupid, the Joker. The rest of them are kind of ones that aren't really iconic cars. They're just iconic characters, and they just want to put a car with it. So I don't really know if I will pick up any other ones. But to go on to, I've got 2 movie moments pops, which I don't really get these often. But first up was one that my girlfriend got me that I seen on Instagram. I sent it to her, and I said, that's so cool. And she I think she already got it, or she was planning on getting it at that stage, so it worked out well for her. It's the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, which looks just awesome. The one thing I thought was a bit weird, Baby Yoda isn't a bobblehead. I assumed he was going to be a bobblehead, because I think legally they have to make these bobbleheads for Star Wars and Marvel. But just look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's so cool. In front of my TV is just, it's become a Mandalorian section without the amount of Mandalorian stuff I have at this stage. And then another one I picked up is one I've had my eyes on for, I'd say, about half a year, maybe even more. The Jim Gordon and Batman at the top of some tower. And you can't really see it. Can you see it? Okay, and I'm going to press that. No, you can't really see it, but this part here just light up. Pretty cool. It was marked as 40, and I was thinking, okay, I'll get a Christmas money, I'll buy it. But it actually went down to 25, so I was quite happy to have that for 25, because it's just, I've wanted a Dark Knight version of Batman for so long, because I've got Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, and Michael Keaton, so it's been in my mind to get this. And other than to get it this way, it's about €100, so it worked out well, because that is pretty awesome. I think that's probably going to go in front of the TV as well. I'll just have to find an area, because I think, imagine with the Batman stuff I have, I'm going to have to do a Batman shelf. I've got a Black Series, 2 NECAs, and about 6 Funko Pops here, so we're going to start with the Pops. First up was one I bought myself, the Predator. I seen one without the mask, and I was like, oh, will I get it, will I not? Left it. A couple of days later, I found it with the mask, which I think looks a lot better. Special edition as well. It's when he's becoming uninvisible or he's becoming visible, whichever it was. Pretty cool to have a Predator in my collection because they're actually kind of hard enough to find. Next up is one from my girlfriend. She didn't get it for Christmas, she just bought it for me anyways. Is the Monster from A Quiet Place, which just looks creepy as fuck. I love how his face is all opening up. It'll look pretty good with my horror collection, which is ever growing. It's getting quite big at this stage now. I had to move onto more shelves because I just needed more space. I'll do these ones two together. Again, my Mandalorian section in front of my TV is getting pretty big with Cara Dune, a special edition holding that minigun from episode 16, as well as Moff Gideon holding the Darksaber. If all goes according to plan and COVID whatever happens there, but the plan is Dublin City Comic Con is going to happen in August, and they've already confirmed him to come over. So if all goes according to plan, people have vaccines, people wearing masks and everything in there, I will be meeting him. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that would be pretty awesome to meet him. Hopefully, please. But I might be meeting him, which would be pretty cool to actually meet him. I don't even know. I think I'll get him to sign that. I think I probably will get him to sign something from Breaking Bad, maybe in my collection, but I don't really know. It'd be pretty exciting to meet him though. Said T800 for my mom and dad for Christmas. I've wanted this for a while, but it's always been like, oh, I'll get it eventually. And then when I picked it up, I said to my mom, oh, do you want to give me this for Christmas? And she goes, yeah, no problem. So they picked me up the T800, another one that will go with the horror collection. I haven't actually seen this one since the cinema, Terminator Dark Fate, but I did enjoy it in the cinema. I thought Arnold in particular was very funny. Like, he was funny in the Genesis, but he was just funnier in that one. I think the comedy worked a lot more in that movie. And then last pop vinyl is another one from my horror collection. Big Pig from the Purge Anarchy. I think I might just collect these at this stage, except for Betty Ross, which I'm not really a massive fan of because they've all gone on sale. They're like literally 3 euros. I think at that point I'm happy to pay for them. I just have all the Purge ones because I've already got Lady Liberty, I got Big Pig. I don't like Freaky Bride, the candy bar girl in the movie, but her pop is pretty cool and it's cheap enough, so I might get that one too. So I wouldn't be surprised if I had that in the next couple of months. But Big Pig as a pop is, yeah, he's grand. He'll look cool beside Lady Liberty, which the Purge movies in general I'm a fan of, so works out well. And then we'll go with the Black Series first. I picked up a Stormtrooper. I just got it at a good price, and I don't have a Stormtrooper for some reason. So I think that, again, that is a Star Wars The Mandalorian it comes with, so I'll just put that with my Mandalorian section. I'll put it beside Mando and Boba Fett. We'll go with this one. I picked up a few months ago Arnold from Terminator 2. And then the other day, my girlfriend picked me up the T-1000. I could have met him at London City Comic Con last year. I don't know why I didn't. There's so many people there I regret not meeting. And he's actually going to be in The Walking Dead this year. But I think this was going to look so cool next to my T-800 of Arnold with the minigun. I don't know how I'm going to display it. I'm tempted to do a display him like that with all the bullet holes and the big shot in the head. But it's a pretty cool figure as well. It's a good price. So I said, you know what? I think it's just about time I get that. Last up is a horror NECA figure. My brother got this one for Christmas, but he got the other edition. I seen like, that's actually quite cool. So I went into town the next day, picked up a Pennywise. Just look at that. His one doesn't come with the balloon, so he's quite jealous of mine. The fact that mine does come with the balloon. So I'm going to open that, display that, and just make him ridiculously jealous because that is one cool looking Pennywise figure. But anyways, that is everything I picked up or got that's kind of in this kind of genre of stuff for the month of December and my Christmas haul. Let me know your favorite thing that I picked up in the month of December in the comments section down below. Let me know what you got for Christmas and just let me know in the comment section down below. Did you have a good Christmas and are you looking forward to the new year like pretty much everyone is this age, just to see the back end of 2020? But if you want to see more content from me in the future or 2021, make sure you click the subscribe button because I do hauls, I do rankings, I do reviews, anything. If you want to see all that kind of stuff from me in the future, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.